Hi, everybody. So this is really exciting. We are here to talk about to have our second episode of our Hallmarkies podcast. This is our third time talking about Hallmark movies. And we are here to talk about the Love Comes Softly series. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And Amber's here with me.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. And so we have to get our sort of pioneer Christian frontier spirit going to talk about these movies.
Yeah, I couldn't find my bonnet, but it's okay. The women in the show don't wear bonnets, even though they should. So
right.
You need some.
I don't know if I'd go to this series for historical accuracy of frontier life, but nevertheless, it's still a lot of fun. So yes, so this series started in 2003, and it had 11 total entries, I believe, of these main films. And then there are 3 prequel films, or there's 2 prequels and a spinoff. We're not going to talk about those in this podcast. So we're just sticking with the core 8 films.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do it.
So yes. So these are actually these were my introduction to Hallmark movies. I can't remember. There was just one day they were marathoning them, and I just really enjoyed them. And I thought that they had a lot of heart, and there's definitely it's very sentimental, and it definitely lays on the faith-based film aspects. It's definitely a lot of cheesy aspects of these films. And so I get why they're not going to be for everybody, but I just really enjoy them. And so, yeah, I don't know. When did you first, or what was your experience with these films?
I feel like this was during a period of my life when I was watching every original movie, not just Hallmark, ABC Family, Lifetime, all of them,
right.
with my best friend from high school, Emily. And this movie was just like meant for us because we were like super into like Christian stuff right then, and it was like, frontier and like, and secret note, my favorite genre of anything is when people get married and then fall in love. It's like my favorite thing. So like arranged, mail order brides, arranged marriages, those kinds of things. I'm like, yes, this is so interesting. So this movie was just like made for me.
Yeah.
And so from then on, I was hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, and so they're based on these novels by Jeanette Oakes, and you've read the novels, correct?
Yes.
Or Jeanette Oak, excuse me.
Just Oak, yeah, she's just one Oak.
And so from what I've heard, they vary wildly from the novels.
Yeah, so like the first 3 are kind of close. Like,
yeah.
I see where they're coming from. And then the last 5, I'm just like, this is what? Like in
totally
the last 2, the only thing that's from the books is in the books there is a character named Belinda. She's not even like in the books. Belinda is just Marty and Clark's daughter.
Yeah. Just a somewhat side character. Yeah. I heard that. And I wonder if they just wanted to keep having new kind of romances, sort of, maybe, is why they did that, or what?
I don't know. I felt like there was plenty of romance for me, and I'm like Captain Romance, but it doesn't matter.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's talk about the first film. I have it kind of, I have a little spreadsheet here where I've got there's various actors who play the love interests, who play the various characters. They're kind of swapped in and out. But this first one, it starts out with Katherine Heigl playing Marty, and she's the lead character in the first 2 movies. And I would say, or at least this first one for sure. But anyway, she plays Marty, who at but the spoiler alert podcast, by the way, because it's pretty hard to talk about this series without spoilers. And so she plays this woman who is coming over the frontier, arrives at this plot of land with her husband. He has an accident and is killed, and it's very sad.
Yes.
And the and the day of the funeral, the Clark comes, and played by Del Midkiff, who's our other sort of lead character. He's the patriarch of this series. And he comes and he offers her a deal. He says, like, you can help my daughter, Missy, played by Skye McCole in this. And you can help her. You can be a mother to her. And then when things clear up, then you can go back. I'll pay for your passage back east. So, but in order to do that, because as you said, they always want to keep the Hallmark chastity, they have to be married in order to do that.
Well, that's not just Hallmark chastity. That's like legit what had
frontier.
to happen back in the day. That's not even like, oh, they're just, that's like, okay, absolutely.
True. That's true. And so they have to get married that day because the Reverend is leaving. And so she has to make this decision, like, is she going to survive? Is she going to, the day of her husband's funeral, she has to make the decision to get married to the stranger.
Yeah. I love it. It's really fun. I think Katherine Heigl does an excellent job of like portraying just like crazy bereft, but like also like shock. It's really great.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't describe it as fun, but I think it's very emotional. And no, just teasing, but yeah, no, I think she does do a good job. I think that she's somebody who's been pretty bad actress in a lot of movies and stuff, but in here, I think she's good.
One change from the books that I do agree with is in the books, her husband's name is Clem.
Oh dear.
And for the show, they change it to Aaron, and I think it's an upgrade.
Agreed. I like that much better. Yeah, and she's like an educated woman. She's not like she loves to read, and she has all these books that she carried across the prairie, and she's not like a very rugged person. And if anything, the little girl, who I think is also pretty good, the little girl who plays Skye, who plays Missy, her name is Skye, that she's definitely tougher and probably work harder than Marty can. And that's part of the reason why he wants a woman's touch, in the house and everything. And so do you think that, I know you're not that high on Dale Midkiff, but like, do you think that they have like some chemistry?
I don't love it.
No.
I'm not like a big, huge fan of that. But I do have to say that in the scene where he walks in on her when she's in the bathtub is hilarious.
Yeah, that's really good.
It basically sells me on the whole movie. I can forgive anything for that bathtub scene.
I actually disagree with you on Dale Midkiff. I actually think he's charming. I think he has that sort of, to me, I think he has sort of sincerity to him that, sort of, I think he wears that sort of patriarch, sincere sort of role well. And I thought they did have actually good chemistry. I always liked when he kind of, comes at the end, like when a man loses his wife, he goes after. That's just the way it is. That's really good.
I just can't with him.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's because of Love Potion #9. Everything he does, I'm just like, ooh, I don't trust you. You're a bad guy. No matter what, it will always be.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's a formative movie for me. So.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yeah. And she also we find out that she's pregnant.
Yes.
During the course that she has a little boy.
And I love when she's trapped out in the storm or whatever, and then how concerned Missy is about the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that part where she's like, is the baby gonna be okay? And it's just really cute because it's kind of like the moment where Missy stops being like fully antagonistic towards her. They've been building towards it, but like when that moment happens and she's like, oh no, they're gonna lose the baby, she gets I don't know, past it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that they have pretty good chemistry, Katherine Heigl and this little girl, and really, you really do feel their relationship, and it's sad at the end when like she's gonna leave, and she gives him her necklace, and I don't know, I'll get some tears.
It doesn't make me cry.
Doesn't
This
make you
movie
cry?
does not make me cry.
I'm a very easy cry, clearly, but yeah, it does it for me. It's good stuff, and I don't know, just the whole sort of message of this sort of love comes softly in the West, sort of is a good message, and sort of a theme that we see repeated throughout the series.
Yes, I love it. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Do we want to give it crowns?
I think so, and I think this one is actually pretty well made as far as
it is
the cinematography, the production, everything.
Yeah, the production is pretty good. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. So yes, let's give it.
Also, I love that the score is basically like a play on "Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing."
Oh yeah.
I really like that. That's not something that really happens in the other ones. The other scores are more like ring, ding, 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 more westerny and more fiddle. And the first one is more like "Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing" with like a score. But I really do love that part about this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this one actually, if I'm just. I would give this one actually is number 2 in my ranking of the series. It's my second favorite. And if I was just giving it scores based on this series, like not comparing it to like movies in general, I mean, I think I would give this like 4.5 out of 5. If I was comparing to like movies in general, I'd give it like 3. But,
well, this is crowns. We're giving it crowns.
Okay, crowns.
So it's compared to Hallmark.
Right.
Movies.
So I'd give this one 4.5. I think it's strong.
I give this one 4 crowns.
Nice.
So we're pretty close.
Yes. But this would be on the higher side of your rankings then.
Yeah, it is actually also my second favorite.
Oh, cool.
But I don't think we agree on the first favorite.
Probably not. Okay, so the next one is called Love's Enduring Promise.
Yes.
And this one we have swapped out. We still have Katherine Heigl as Marty, and we have January Jones as Missy, and we get a new love interest. We have 2 love interests. We have a rich suitor. So he's not going to be long for the. Mackenzie Aston plays him, and then Logan Bartholomew is our real lead.
And I love Logan Bartholomew so much.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I love Logan Bartholomew.
He's super charming. He's very charismatic. I agree.
He kind of has like a goofy smile, but that's like everything about him's perfect. So him having a weird smile is like, he's human.
Yeah. So yeah, in this one, Clark
January Jones is.
Oh yeah, January Jones is not good.
No, I feel like she didn't want to be in this, and she made sure that we knew that.
Even if she wants to be in, she's not good, in my opinion. She's not good. I love Mad Men. It's a great show, but she's the weak link in Mad Men.
She is lovely.
Sure, she's pretty. But even the X-Men movie she was in, she wasn't good. She's just not a good actress, in my opinion. So she's pretty.
I'm not going to disagree with you. And the rich suitor, the like train guy, he's like a poor man's Eric Stoltz. And I love me some Eric Stoltz, but I was like, come on, show. Nobody thinks she's gonna marry that guy.
Yeah, especially when Willie's like doing all of this like free stuff for her family and everything like that. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, Willie's gonna definitely not end up with the girl after he literally saves her dad's life twice, and also saves their farm single-handedly.
because Clark has this accident where he impales his axe like into his leg.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome stuff.
It is gruesome.
And Willie comes upon him serendipitously and saves him. But he's very and this is also a theme throughout the show, that we forgot to talk about some of the religious.
Oh yeah.
In the first one.
I mean, the thing that I love about the shows is that on the DVDs, each of them come with a Bible study guide that you can refer to when you watch them.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So they're all sort of involved, obviously, overcoming grief, and also like forgiveness is a big theme of the show. And that's what Willie is. He doesn't believe in God because he's very bitter about his father, I think.
Well, his brother died, and then did his mom die also, or did she just leave?
I can't remember. I'm getting all my
whatever. And then his dad was like a jerk, and so he was like, "Screw this! I'm out of here. I don't care if I'm 12."
Yeah.
Ran away from home. So, And as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, the kids, they're so overreactive." And then he goes and visits his dad, and I'm like, "Yeah, I understand why you left. Your dad's the worst."
Right.
So props to the actor who plays his father. Good job.
Yeah, he was a satisfactory jerk.
Also, I hate Dale Midkiff's hair in this when it's just all long.
It is kind of long. I guess it kind of makes sense as he's in bed and everything, but
no, it's long at the beginning. And I don't think that Marty would allow that.
Yeah, I agree. You have Missy as this teacher, and so she's got these two love interests, and of course Willie ends up kind of winning her over.
Because how could he not?
Right, of
Pete's
course.
Sake. The ribbon.
So how many crowns would you give this one?
I give this one 3 stars.
Yeah, because of January Jones.
I mean 3 crowns.
Also give it 3. But this one actually is number 7 on my ranking. So she's just a big, that's because of her. I just think
it's 3rd.
3rd for you?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Rank something else higher. I'm not telling you which one, but I'm going to do it.
Also, the cover of this one, Katherine Heigl looks so sad on the cover of this movie. She looks
well, also her hair is stupid. Whatever. I have a lot of things that I hate, and it's mostly their hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks very, very scraggly. I also say that Michael Landon Jr., this is screams him. He's a big person who brought this series to life, and so and he was sort of the Mark Burnett before you had Mark Burnett. Doing this kind of Christian programming. So
yeah, and it's great, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael Landon Jr.
Agreed. Okay, so then next you had Love's Long Journey, and Marty is not in this one, and this one is a Missy movie.
Yes, it is.
And you have a switch up. Thank goodness you have Aaron Cottrell.
Yes.
In this, and of course Logan Bartholomew. And this one doesn't really have a romance. It's about these 2 boys, Sonny and Jeff, these 2 brothers. They decide to go, and they're going out west in this covered wagon and everything, her and Willie. And they meet these brothers, and they become friends. And then there's this nervousness, and then they and Missy is pregnant, and she's really nervous to tell Willie that she's pregnant because of things. And so there's also this relationship with this Native American woman who becomes friends with Missy. And so there's the scene where these outlaws come and they tie Missy to a fence, and they're held at gunpoint, and it's very, very tense.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that one of these thieves is Sonny, one of the brothers.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting shot, and Missy has the baby, and so it's lots of drama going on here.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love all of the ranch hands that they end up hiring. I love them
You
all.
like Cookie?
Cookie is literally the most adorable person ever. I don't know if there's people out here, no one's listening to this, but if anyone's listening to this and hasn't seen this movie, watch it just for Cookie. He's the most precious person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's a little bit, I don't know. I don't.
He's just so nice.
I know, but
and also freaking Finn, the guy from Norway or wherever, and he is so funny and
it just feels like a little bit of like the Song of the South, kind of like the black person like telling the stories and cooking for them and stuff. You're just like a little uncomfortable, but okay.
Well, they need They need a cook.
Yeah.
As a ranch hand, because they have to have someone who is in charge of the chuck wagon when they go on cattle drives.
Right.
I know a lot about cattle drives.
Okay, there you go. I know nothing. So, all right. Well, what do you think? Do you like Erin Cottrell better?
Oh my gosh, I love her. If they could have made Love's Enduring Promise with Erin Cottrell, that movie would have been 5 crowns. But they didn't. They had January Jones. So
yeah, it would have certainly been way better. That is for sure.
But I love her. I think she really does a great job with all of her scenes. I think she does a good job of showing the faith and also the strength that in my mind frontier women really had. They were just super tough, but also super ladylike and also filled with great faith, because you have to have that to make it through. I just love her, and I love how concerned she is over little Jeff. It's just great. I love it.
Yeah, I guess I like the ones a little bit better that have romance in them, not these middle point ones.
Yeah, I guess it's like a big long epilogue, and you know how I feel about epilogues.
Yeah, that's true. I know I'd share your deep and abiding love of epilogues, but yeah, no, I mean it's good. It's really good, and I like Sunny and Jeff and that brother's relationship is good, and I don't know if I really buy that Missy wouldn't tell Willie about the pregnancy, but it works.
Oh, I mean, she tells him eventually. And it brought up this thing that I've been thinking about. The only 3 times that women ever throw up in movies is if they're pregnant, they have cancer, or they're drunk.
Yeah, that's probably
true. And she was pregnant, so.
He should have known.
He should have known. I mean, he's like, oh, we're in a movie and she's throwing up. I don't think she has cancer, and she's definitely not drunk.
Right.
I'm going to be a father.
Well, and we should say that the men, I would be, if I was a man, I would be very nervous about marrying into this family of women. The first husbands don't.
Oh my gosh, that's why I hate the other movies. Basically, sure, one husband getting killed in a tragic accident, I believe. And another one, no, that's just too much. And then it happens a 3rd time. I'm like, forget you shows, you're stupid. I refuse.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, this one, I don't know. I guess I like the romantic ones a little bit better. So I'm not as high on this as you. I had this at 6.
This is my number 1.
Wow.
With 4.5 crowns.
All right.
My number 1.
Yeah, I would give this 3. And Love's Abiding Joy.
Oh, it's just too sad.
This one has very little joy. This one is very sad.
Love's Abiding, just sadness.
Spoiler alert, this is my least favorite. This is number 8.
It's actually my 4th, but that's because it's got a huge Mae Whitman boost. Huge.
Oh,
Mae
yeah.
Whitman is everything. Mae Whitman is everything to me. I love her.
Yeah, she is great. She is great. And she managed to look exactly the same, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I will never forgive Independence Day 2 for not having Mae Whitman.
There's so many things I don't want to forget about Independence Day too, but yes, that is one of them for sure. But that was probably the best thing for her career is not getting in that movie.
But I imagine if she was in it, it would have been amazing.
I don't know. Whitman, she's great. So basically, in this one, it starts out Clark's coming to visit, and they're Missy and Willie, and they have a new baby, and named Kathy, and Kathy dies in the very beginning. It's very sad.
It's so sad.
So sad, and Missy is just like practically like catatonic about it, like of course like anyone would be, and it's just this one is just such a downer. It's really tough.
It's just sad the whole time. It's awful. I don't like it. The Romeo and Juliet storyline with Mae Whitman is like fun and fine, but also the whole time you're just like, but Kathy's dead and she's just a baby. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. And Willie becomes a sheriff in this one, and in order to bring in money, and there's this evil land owner, baron, whatever, named Doros, who is the father of Mae Whitman's character, whose name is Colette.
Yep.
And she starts to I guess have a relationship with Jeff from the previous it's a different actor, but from Jeff and Sunny. Jeff. Yeah. And so she basically, like, he's wanting to foreclose, the father is wanting to foreclose on these people's land because they've missed payments, and he's just very ruthless about it. He's basically like a Scrooge type. Yeah. Is what it comes down to. And they sort of goes back and forth, and also between Jeff and Colette, like getting to know each other and everything.
Yeah.
And so that is sort of a little bit of a breath, but I don't know.
It's very grim, but I do like it, just because I feel like it's well done. The scene at the very beginning where she's like, okay, Cookie, watch my sweet baby. And he's like, oh, me and this cute baby. And they're just so cute together. I almost die. And then Kathy does die. And it's so sad. I just think, like, how sad is Cookie?
Yeah, it's so sad. And so, yeah, I like I said, this one's my least favorite. It's the one I kind of have to get through a little bit. And so I would give this one like 2.5 crowns.
Oh, see, we're not too far off. I just hate the other ones more. I gave it 2 3/4 crowns.
Oh, okay. There you go. We'll really start to seriously deviate from the books.
Yeah, and if it ain't broke, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know what they do? So,
because in the books, Missy, Kathy does not die.
Kathy doesn't exist.
Kathy doesn't exist.
So she doesn't die, of course. And her other children don't die either. And she and Willie just have great lives. Congratulations.
Yeah. So, okay. So the next one is called Love's Unending Legacy. Mm-hmm. And this one we get a new Marty named Samantha Smith.
Yeah.
And we still have Aaron Coltrell. And we have a first appearance of Belinda as a little girl, and played by Holliston Coleman is her name.
And we don't have Logan Bartholomew.
Yes. And so they only showed in flashbacks. Willie has died, and in an accident as a sheriff, and so Missy is devastated, of course.
Yeah.
And so she ends up through various contrivances, she moves back into the town with her parents. That's why they're in this movie.
Yeah.
And she ends up adopting these two this girl off of this orphan train. She doesn't realize that Belinda has a brother who is adopted by these horrible people who are treating him horribly and using him for basically like slave labor.
Yeah, it's like he got put into the Anne with an E series.
He did. That's true. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And so Belinda's like trying to help her brother, and she doesn't trust. She's very, very sad, and very kind of bitter little girl. She can't read, all of that stuff. And there is a sheriff, and this is where we will definitely very much differ. But his name is played by Victor Brown. It's named as Sheriff Zach, and I actually like him. I think I'm not going to say he's like, I like Logan Bartholomew too, but I actually think he's kind of charming and handsome. And
I love him. He's fine. But like, let's be real. You didn't have to kill off Willie. You could have just written him back and they moved back to their parents' town and he was still Willie. And it would have been the same. I'm mad about it.
But why would you? Oh, but then you wouldn't have any romance in this.
Yeah, you can have romance whenever, like romance after marriage, Rachel.
Yeah, sure. I really like the message of this one about how when Clark says to her, like, you always keep them in your heart, but you have to kind of let go of the life that you had with them, and you have to say goodbye. And I think that's actually a really like touching moment, and like kind of true to how grieving actually works. Like they're always apart, but you have to like function in life. You have to kind of say goodbye to that life that you were experiencing with that person because they're gone. And this is my favorite of the series. Actually, it's my number one. But I think partly it's because I think it rings the most true as far as the faith-based film aspect of it.
I feel like we already learned this lesson in the
I don't know. I really like, and then when she says goodbye,
and in the one we just had, because baby Kathy died.
Yeah, but she didn't have to say goodbye in the same way that she had to say goodbye to Willie. I thought that was really touching. I really like it. So,
I mean, disagree to disagree.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just kidding.
But anyway, yeah, I really like that scene, and I really like that moment when she says goodbye to him, and this one I just think works. I really like it. So
it's fine. I don't hate it.
So this one I also give 4.5 crowns too, because it's my favorite.
I give this one 2.5 crowns.
All right.
Because of the stupid, it's more plot than like
performances or whatever. Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, random weird orphans that don't exist in the book, and just like how convenient there's orphans. And then like, okay, yeah, sure, Willie's dead. And I'm sure she's just gonna marry the next sheriff. She's not even concerned that he's a sheriff. Whatever, it's fine.
We still have Samantha Smith as Marty. It's Love's Unfolding Dream. And we have Aaron Cottrell and Samantha Smith back. And we have a new Belinda, played by Scout Taylor Compton.
Yes.
And we have a love interest, Drew Simpson, and he's played by Patrick Lewis. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I need to talk about Patrick because it's Levis, right? It doesn't matter.
Levis. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah.
He was on a Disney Channel series called So Weird back in the day.
Okay.
And I loved him, and I will forever love him, and I love him.
Oh, okay.
So that's why this movie gets a little bit of a boost, I think.
Oh.
The I love him boost.
Yeah. So like basically Belinda wants to become a doctor. She dreams of becoming a doctor. And so she kind of works her way into becoming sort of this assistant for the town doctor. And there is this rich woman who she helps to recover from a stroke.
Yes.
And so there's sort of that going on. At the same time, there's also this woman that Missy is trying to teach how to read, whose husband is being a real jerk. And there's also this lawyer comes in named Drew, this lawyer Drew, and he's there to like help fix up his father's house. and get it ready to sell. And they spar at first because he has very traditional ideas of what women should do. He doesn't think that they should be doctors, and so they have this.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just a girl who can't say no. And he's like, the guy part of that. Anyway, I love it. I think they're cute. I like their little relationship. It's funny when he is like in the doctors and he's like, oh, don't look at my bottom, and like it's just funny. I really enjoy it. It's very cute and sweet.
Yeah, this one's fun. I don't think they have super great chemistry together for me, but that was my only real like flaw with this one. This one's a nice one, and
I love it. I really do.
So
not ashamed.
Yeah. So this one I actually have in my ranking at number 5.
Okay, so technically I had it at number 6, but upon reflection, I was like, you're right. It is good. So I actually have it at number 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd give it like 3.5 crowns.
I gave it 3.5 crowns.
Perfect. Okay.
That is matching right there. That means that is its true number.
And we have Love Takes Wing. I actually I don't mind these ones, but Love Takes Wing, this you do see Missy there in some letters, Aaron Cottrell, but it's Belinda. It's played by Sarah Jones, and I don't know if like her IMDb is messed up because the pictures look totally different of her on the IMDb.
Well, I just don't understand. So she's wearing a wig, right? So why did they not give her a brown wig?
Yeah, it's very weird because she has brown hair in the previous one. Why does she have blonde?
She has brown hair in the 2 previous ones. She's wearing a wig. Right. So why is she? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it either. That's very strange. But it's Sarah Jones, and Patrick has died from this horrible illness.
Ridiculous.
But now she has gotten her doctor certification, whatever, graduation, and she has another doctor played by Haley Duff, and Haley or this doctor Annie stays with her for like the first 3 weeks or whatever before she goes off to her own thing. And Lou Diamond Phillips plays the mayor, and he's kind of a thorn in every. Or no, Patrick.
Not the mayor.
He's the bad guy. Patrick Duffy plays the mayor. Sorry.
Yes.
Patrick Duffy plays the mayor. Anyway, there's this orphanage in town that everybody is very sick.
Oh, #orphans.
Yeah, orphans. And there's this little girl named Lillian who's in the orphanage, and Cloris Leachman plays the head of the orphanage. I thought she was really good in this.
Yeah, Cloris Leachman does a good job.
Yeah. And anyway, the amount of hatred that, like, there's certain things that I just feel like in life you're not allowed to hate. You're not allowed to hate, like, at least vocally out loud, say that you hate puppies. You're not allowed to, like, vocalize that
you're not allowed to be the guy who's like, screw these orphans, get them out of here. And like all their crimes, they got sin disease.
Yeah, like,
and I'm like, they're children, dude.
They're orphans too.
I just can't. I can't with this movie.
The amount of hatred that Lou Diamond Phillips has for these orphans is
like,
really.
Hey, Lou Diamond Phillips, the people in Anna with an E are welcoming you to their version of Avonlea.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's pretty over the top. I'll give you that. But I actually like her, this sort of the side of her trying to like figure out how solve this puzzle of this illness.
I can't with this movie.
You know, like
she literally discovers the vaccine for cholera or whatever. I'm just like, no, she didn't. She
just gets like an IV, and then she figures out that the town water well is bad.
Whatever. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, stop it. Stop it, show. With all of your...
I actually like that. I think that's actually compelling to me. And I like little Lillian. I think she's cute. And
Yeah, she's cute. It's fine. She's cute.
because obviously there's also mirroring to Belinda being an orphan taken in, here she meets this orphan Lillian. And there's also this guy, Lee Owens, played by Jordan Bridges, that is a blacksmith. And I actually like him as a leading man. I think he's good.
I really like him in the Hallmark movie he's in. Is it called The Holiday Engagement?
Oh, yeah.
I love him in that. But I don't approve of him in this movie because I don't believe that Drew is dead and they're having a secret affair, and I hate it.
There you go. All right. So is this your least favorite?
It is.
Interesting. Okay. So this is my third favorite, actually. I like it. I think that aside from Lou Diamond Phillips being over the top, I think it's the downside to it. But I think it's good. 1 crown. Whoa.
Just because I didn't feel like 0 was nice.
Fair enough. I'm going to give it 3.5. I like it. So, okay. Then the last one that we're going to talk about is Love Finds a Home. And this is the same cast, basically, except for you have Lillian is now played by Courtney Halverson, and you have Michael Trevino playing Joshua, who is like the apprentice to Lee at the blacksmith shop. But he's pretty cute, I think. And he obviously sees Lillian and kind of catches, they have this little romance that's super cute. And you get Haley Duff coming when she's very pregnant, which I can't imagine that anyone in this era would really do, but she does because her husband is going off to work on something. So she comes to, I guess maybe if you knew you were coming to a doctor, maybe that would make more sense. But anyway, she goes, and Patty Duke plays her mother-in-law, who is a midwife. And so you have this sort of battle between the doctor of Belinda and the midwife of Patty Duke. Mary is her name. And also you have Annie having a baby at the same time that Belinda and Lee can't get pregnant. So, and of course the midwife has all kinds of folksy wisdom to try to get them to have a baby. So anyway, so that's sort of basically the plot of this one. And so you like this one a little better, I guess.
A little bit, but not much. I mean, I do like Patty Duke. I won't deny it. Whatever. I like Michael Trevino, but I'm like, nah, it's fine. Yeah. I don't know. By this point, in my rewatch, I was like, this show is garbage. So I was already in a bad mood, but I was like, at least it wasn't the last one.
Fair enough. I think this one's pretty good for being one that doesn't really have. I tend to like the ones where there's a new romance. I guess there is technically in Lillian and Joshua, but anyway, I actually have this one at number 4 for me. Yeah,
this is second to last.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah. So, all right, I would give this one also 3.5.
I gave it 2 crowns.
So. Okay, so my ranking, I'll just go over my ranking real quick. My number 1 favorite is Love's Unending Legacy. Number 2 is Love Comes Softly. Then Love Takes Wing. Then Love Finds Home. Unfolding Dream. Mm-hmm. For some reason on Letterboxd it has it in German. Love's Long Journey is number 6. Love's Long and Enduring Promise, 7. Love's Abiding Joy, number 8. So yeah, that's what I have. So
nailed it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really, this is definitely a sentimental series. It's definitely really cheesy. It's not for everyone, but I really like it. I think it's good. And I mean,
I will watch them all. If they're on TV, I'd watch all of them.
Yeah.
Even Love Takes Wing. But yeah, it's not necessarily my favorite Hallmark things. The first few, I was like, this is everything. And then later on, I was like, eh. But yeah. I do like the prequels too. because I think they're pretty fun. But they're too sad because I know that she's gonna die the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I have both of those, and they're good. But yeah, it is true. It's kind of sad.
But yeah, they're all doomed to have their spouses die.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately.
Yeah.
Everybody's spouse dies.
It's the Black Widow Brigade, really.
Well, not even just that. Clark's wife died.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And I was just like, movie. And then I got to the end and I was like, I hate them. I hate these people. I hate that they all die out of nowhere.
Yeah, it is kind of a lot. I was even feeling a little bit that way binge watching, so I understand. So just talking, moving forward on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we've been planning. We're really excited. So next up, we are going to be talking about the
When Calls the Heart.
Yeah. So next up,
1 and 2.
Yes. So on the 24th, I was just looking for the day on the calendar. 24th, we are going to be talking about When Calls the Heart seasons 1 and 2, and then so we'll catch up on that series, and then we'll catch up on Chesapeake Shores. And then we'll do our fall harvest recap. So we have some things planned. If you have other series or ideas that you'd like us to cover, just let us know in the comment section and let us know what you think of this series and how you would rank them. If you're watching, put in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. If you have iTunes, that would be great, very helpful. And so that should be fun.
Yeah. So look forward to it. We're going to try as much as possible to release something every Sunday.
Yeah. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to the upcoming Christmas season, of course. And so where can people find you?
So people can find me. I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter. And that's basically it. I've been trying to be a little bit more active on Twitter. But, I'll send out notifications about the show, stuff like that. And as the new Hallmark movies start, I'm going to try to live tweet them as well.
Okay, great. And I did want to just mention it since I brought it up in the last podcast. I saw the movie Home Again, which I was my big test was, is this better than a Hallmark original movie? And sadly, no, it was not.
Boo!
It wasn't actually a romance. It was not a romantic comedy. It was very disappointing for me. I don't recommend it. I didn't really like it, so It was a bummer. So good thing we have Hallmark.
Heck yeah!
So. All right. Well, great. We will be looking forward to watching When Calls the Heart and talk about that next.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.